Hello everyone, my name is Youn and I'm from Michigan State University. The work I'm presenting was done with my collaborators Minjin, Jina, and Rheu. Our paper examined the challenges and facilitators of technology-mediated systems that support parent-child relationships. The parent-child relationship is one of the most important social bonds that people experience. Relationships with their parents have an impact on how children interact with other individuals and how they become independent human beings. Technology can provide many benefits for the parent-child relationships and enable people to share their stories and feelings regardless of physical locations. However, technologies can be misused, and thus it is important to maximize their potential benefits and minimize their harms. For improved relationships, it is critical to design technologies that are meant not to replace interaction between parents and children, but rather to support them. Given the diversity of today's family environment, there are distinct challenges and facilitators for families with different living arrangements or children of different ages. To respond to these challenges, there is a need to synthesize and analyze previous studies. The goal of our study is to establish evidence-based knowledge about what factors can best facilitate parent-child relationships that are mediated by technologies. First, we aim to identify challenges and facilitators for the technology-mediated system designed for improving parent-child relationships. Second, we aim to examine challenges and facilitators that are influenced by children's developmental stages and by parent-child relationships in families living together or apart. Third, we aim to identify gaps in current research and open possible research questions and future directions on parent-child relationships in CSCW. To achieve this, we conducted a systematic review of studies that examined technology-mediated solutions for improving parent-child relationships. To search papers, we chose two major search engines, HCM Digital Library and PsycInfo. We followed the PRISMA guidelines for the systematic review to identify the articles for full text analysis. From approximately 13,000 search results from two databases, we conducted a full text review of 190 articles and identified 20 suitable studies. We also did hand search of papers published by researchers in the field of HCI and family relationship. For all included papers, we extracted for further analysis, result, findings, implications for future technology design, and conclusions. We defined challenges as factors that inhibit parent-child relationships and facilitators as factors that make parent-child relationships easier. To consolidate the identified factors, the team performed a collaborative affinity diagramming and thematic analysis to identify overarching challenges and facilitators that affect parent-child relationship mediated by technologies. We also grouped the challenges and the facilitators of each living context and children's age. We grouped the challenges and facilitators of each living context, such as whether they live together or apart. For the age-based analysis, we applied the theory of cognitive development as analytical lenses to differentiate the age of study participants from each study. We first present overall themes that are applicable as common factors across two living contexts and different age groups. We then present unique themes that we identified among families living apart, followed by challenges and facilitators based on children's developmental stages. We found two common challenges to supporting parent-child relationships through technology, regardless of their living arrangement. Discrepancies in expected communication between parents and children, and parents' complex emotion toward parenting due to their busy schedule were common challenges. For example, long-distance phone conversations or video conferencing with their parents took children away from their ongoing activities. Therefore, children quickly lost their focus. So parents reported difficulties maintaining their children's attention span for enough time to exchange necessary information. 6 facilitators were commonly identified among the design of systems for families living apart and together. They are reciprocity in the family, reinforcing transparency, affection, and trust, and physical proxy of each other through an object or interface design, accessibility, level of technology sophistication, and communication resources. An enjoyable, age-appropriate shared content among parents and children, and situational awareness and routine was one of them. One of the facilitators was reinforcing affection, trust, and physical proxy of each other through interface design. So, for example, when a system uses affective objects that children care for, it encourages the child to interact with their parents more effectively. For families living apart, physical distance and limited access to communication resources were identified as challenges. Having media richness in a system was an additional important facilitator. For example, a study of younger children found that children prefer to have a visual cue when they interact with their parents in voice-only phone conversations. We also analyzed the challenges and facilitators based on children's developmental stages. For younger children under 7 years old, attention drawing strategies and playful interaction were identified to be critical for improved interaction between their parents. Whereas children between 7 and 12 years old desire to be with their parents physically rather than having long-distance conversations. For older children who are above 12 years old, privacy on social media is the critical factor to maintain good relationships with their parents. Our result indicated that technology for parent-child relationships is heavily used to overcome limitations that arise because of physical distance. Regardless of the challenges that co-located families may undergo, existing studies did not provide rich data to identify critical challenges and facilitators that influence the relationships in families who live together. In our review, there were no challenges and facilitators that were applicable only to co-located families. When designing communication technologies, each communication component, including content, style, and mode of communication, should work as a subset of practices to increase emotional bonds. So for future research, it is critical to find balanced level of each component for families living together. Our analysis showed general trends of challenges and facilitators from existing studies based on children's developmental characteristics. However, the findings revealed the need for more comprehensive understanding of children's age differences in the development of technologies. Technology design that supports relationships must be responsive to dynamic environment and transactional nature of relationships. As families go through their life courses, they face many changes such as time, place, life events, and family roles. If a system were unable to respond to a family's dynamic changes, including the family situation like separation due to various reasons, the system would no longer be useful. Our review showed that conversation or activity triggers can be effective facilitators for parent-child relationships through technologies. When technology provides effective triggers, parents and children might be able to find topics that can lead to deeper conversations. Derived from 20 papers, our review investigated the challenges and facilitators of technology-mediated systems that support parent-child relationships. Future work should explore how these identified factors can be tailored to a given family's unique situation and context, particularly for families living together. An understanding of the challenges and facilitators of parent-child relationship is necessary not only for designing a relationship support system, but also for designing family-based system in different contexts, such as change in families' health behaviors. In our paper, we have included many more interesting findings and examples from each paper. Please check. Thank you for listening.